Hi friends, my name is Kunal Doshi and what am I going to discuss is the attack that happened last night at the Turkish city of Istanbul, killing 41 people and injuring more than 250 plus. So the attack was carried on 28 June at around 10 p.m. On the Turkish airport of Ataturk at the Istanbul airport by around three terrorists, suicide terrorists blowing up themselves. The thing that I'm going to discuss now is why Turkey or why perhaps Istanbul. So let me give you all a brief about where Turkey is located. Turkey is located right in the middle of the war zone area between Syria, Iraq, adjacent to Syria and Iraq and Lebanon. Turkey is somewhere in the middle of the war. An entry point into the Europe. Istanbul, one of the most visited cities in Europe. The Ataturk airport, one of the busiest airports in Europe, and Turkey as a nation, as of now, one of the fastest emerging nations. So Turkey has been attacked because of several reasons, because of the president of Turkey, Recep Erdogan. Taking a very strong stand against the ISIS, and of course the Kurdish Empire, also the Kurdish terrorists in the south of Turkey near Koban. Because of its military action and manhunt against the terrorists, Turkey is paying price for it. But let me take you all a brief that this is not the first attack on Istanbul, and there have been three attacks already in last 1 year, and many attacks have happened on the Turkish soil, both by the ISIS or so-called as Daesh by the Turkish people, and also by the Kurdish. Although the ISIS and Kurdish are fighting themselves on the Syrian soil. So Turkey has also been responsible for a lot of it because it has been doing flip-flops with its initial supporting ISIS to curb the Kurdish people who had been fighting for their rights and all. And now, due to the US and the European pressure going against ISIS, so the terrorists have been fleeing Syria and Iraq due to the aerial war by US and Russian armies, and these people have been finding ways and means to go back to their nations, the foreign fighters especially into Europe, and many immigrants have been coming on the shore of Turkey, which is an entry point to Greece and UK and France and other European nations like Germany. So Turkey is somewhere in the middle of all this thing. Although with a large Muslim population, Turkey calls itself a secular state, and the ISIS fighters, they have been trying to destabilize not only the Turkish Empire but almost all the European nations. Recently, they attacked at the Belgian capital of Brussels. I believe the reason was more, giving a signature of their attack by attacking uh, the center of European Union. So this is what Turkey has been facing. Not only this, it has been facing a lot of immigration issues, but the president of Turkey, a strong man, Recep Erdogan, I think they will be taking up big steps in the future to avoid such attacks. But again, Turkey, right in the middle of the war zone between Syria and Iraq and ISIS and the Kurdish terrorists, and I think Turkey will find it very difficult to manage. But these attacks somewhere have to be stopped, even though I expect a lot of terrorists been trying to attack Turkey and the other European cities. So what should be the road ahead? The road should be more stringent things on the Syrian and Iraqi solutions, not only by force but also by negotiations. That should be the road ahead, or a lot of terrorist things that we will come across, not only in the Turkish or the other cities of Gulf, but also the European states. So a lot of negotiations need to work out, and that to be worked out very soon. Thank you.